What's up, everybody?
My name is Anthony Irvin.
You beat yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah, CB myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm Jim Green.
Don't even need to hit a fucking traffic light.
Okay, good.
Welcome to
One Set. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Welcome back to another episode of the One Set Podcast. I'm Jim Green, along with my best friend, my brother, Anthony Irvin. Anthony, what's good, brother?
Here's to another week for the One Set Podcast, everybody. Today, we were recording. Today was an off day. We're recording the night of, today was President's Day. I had off from work, but it was a day with, the fam, but it was like everybody was in. So it's like one of those days where we're like, okay, how many more hours until they go to bed?
Because you're coming off the weekend when you were like just with them, like, and just entertaining them and being mom and dad and like doing all the things, and you're like, okay.
And we had like things to do, but we really didn't get them out this weekend. It's still, decently cold, and we had other things. I had to get some adulting things, and I had to go down and bring Jen over to Scott Honda. She had to get an oil change. I had to get my windshield wiper blades fixed because I'm getting an inspection next week. So, doing a lot of, things to get those out of the way. I just booked my first show for the year, so I'm starting to get everything aligned and ready for that. I'm upgrading my system, getting things put in place for that. I just bought a new iPad because my old one is so outdated. It's like an iPad 2, so I think that's like pre-2010. So it was doing me well, but for the things that I want to do with the iPad, like I wanted to have like the multitasking feature.
Okay.
And it was not able to do that because I want to be able to have like my chat going, because when I have my camera from my phone doing the live stream, I don't want to have to be constantly looking at the phone and like squinting my eyes because you can't really see the comments coming through. So now my new iPad, I'll have the chat on my iPad while the live stream's going, so I can just literally, look at who's responding. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube live streamers that are there's a big live looping community on YouTube, so I'm gonna be really going on to YouTube soon. And there's this one guy I'll shout out, Kevin Koa. He's a big live looper within around the Maryland. I think he's from Maryland, so he's pretty close to us to an extent.
Okay.
But he uses his main mic, and then he has like a small mic connected to his main mic that is just to talk to his streamers. So it's cool to see every once in a while. He'll have his main mic, and then he'll have another little mic here. So he'll just like talk to his other.
So he's got that worked into a different channel kind of thing.
Yeah. So he'll have like main mic on like channel 1, side streamer mic on like channel 2, hypothetically, to make it easy. And so this small mic goes only into the streaming, like whatever you guys hear. So the small mic will not be heard throughout the main vocal and whatever everybody's doing in the real world when he's out playing. So it's cool that he can have that mic.
So he's communicating with everyone live and separately communicating with everybody online kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's a good thing. So I took that idea because there was another live streamer that said, yeah, I took that idea from him too. And he gave me the link for the mic, and I was asking him, what's the mic that he has? Gave me the name of it. I just bought it. So I'm stoked to kind of use that, because I've always wanted to try to find a way to, talk and interact with them. But usually I'll, have the phone going and I won't interact at all. And I'll just say something at the end of the stream. Thanks for, blah, 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 this and that. But now that I'll have that extra mic, I'll be able to, and then the chat, I'll be able to every once in a while, more frequently, just, shout out people in the chat or respond to people. Or if they're giving me requests, now I can actually, say, hey, if you have something, shout it out in the chat. If I see it, I'll let you know, blah, blah, blah. So just trying to, up that level of like interaction and just not forgetting the people, because there's times where there might be nobody in the actual venue or bar that I'm playing, but there might be like 10 people watching online, so I want to be able to interact with them if there's no physical interaction.
Instead of them just watching you play for like a almost
Yeah,
like empty venue, if it's like on an off night that you happen to be playing kind of thing, right?
exactly. So there's a lot of things that I'm, upgrading and, just fixing with my one man band system, which I'm pretty stoked about. So I have about like little over a month to really work some things out. I'll start practicing next month. I know we got a little bit more ranty on that than I wanted to, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked that I'm finally back with playing, first show of the year. And this is gonna be a cool thing to get into, and it's a new venue, so I'm looking forward to it.
Sweet deal. I am stoked that you are able to get back and playing. I know that like in the past year with having picked up the job that you were at before this one, it was like, all right, the first few months I got to get settled into the job, so I got to like
Yeah.
put the live playing, like gig playing, on the back burner,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just tearing you up inside not to be able to like do that because like you just love to
Yeah.
do it, right?
Yeah, and knowing that it was winter, I didn't feel as bad, because usually if you're not just a regular full-time musician, you have just regular shows on the go. For me, it's like, sometimes my winter time I'll be downhill and I won't play as much, but then like once the spring and summer hit, I'll go on a really big bender on that into the fall, and then once November and December hit, it'll be the last couple ones, and then I'll kind of just dip down and then go back in. So
People don't have extra funds after the holiday season, right? Like, so January and February is usually
yeah,
a downtime for restaurants in general because like just patrons are staying home. It's cold. Like people are just staying home,
it's
or
been
they're
really cold, like
yeah.
around here
This year
too.
has
So
been yeah.
doesn't help. And there's even the places I've been calling, they've been, most of them have been saying like, we're not really booking anything right now because we don't really have the amount of people to really have music for. We're either not having a lot of people stay the long hours that we usually do during the warmer months, so we just cut the music out, because there's no point of us spending music for people just playing to a low amount of people. So I think once I figured, I'll be getting back into the swing of things once the weather starts warming. So hopefully, March, it really depends. I think March can be a hit or miss. If it's going to be, decently warm, it might be still around like maybe 50, 60 degrees, hoping, but it's still better than like 20 or even like 10, below where we were, it felt like, for the last couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been pretty brutal. I mean, it feels tolerable right now, which is like
It felt really good this weekend. It was still cold,
Yeah.
but like I didn't have to wear a big jacket like today, and I just was out with a sweatshirt for like the first time in a while, so that felt good.
yeah.
So yeah, it was a long day, but I think that it's great to have 3-day weekends, but especially when you have kids, like it's almost like they were just on a wild rampage today. So it's like we're like, okay, it's like 3:00, count down the hours.
You're like, I love y'all, but like it's bedtime at 3:30 in the
Jen,
afternoon. Like,
Jen's like, we got to get these kids to bed by 8 tonight, or even like before 8. We got to do it. I'm like, yeah, I agree.
oh,
So
man.
yeah, it was just one of those days. But just like anybody says, like you'll look back at those in like 5-10 years and be like, oh, I miss those days, because then now they're like all older and blah blah blah. So
They're out establishing their own lifestyles and they're
yeah,
out with friends and
Mhm.
yeah. I watched
So
I watched my cousin Sandy go through that with my second cousin Matt. Like
yeah,
he's once he got to like middle school and high school, he was doing all the things with school and then like made friends, and then by the time he got to high school it was like she was like just clinging on to like time with him
Yeah.
because he was just not home a lot. And
right,
so like
yeah,
those, what you were saying, like in years from now you're going to be like, I miss those days. And
hmm
but um young ones, I'm sure I'd don't have any, but like of my own. But I'm sure, and just even just me teaching them, like there are kids that I love dearly, and sometimes I'm like, whew, you're a lot in 1 hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah. And then
I
think
can't
about that like
imagine.
8 hours.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine at home like that,
Yeah.
like just some of them. But I'm like,
Mhm.
but I do also tell myself when they do feel like a lot of energy kind of thing, I'm like, it's an hour. I can do it.
Yeah. And Grayson, I mean, you've seen over like the last couple of weeks, like, or the last time you saw him at the Rumble, like he is just starting to be like talk. So now he'll come up to you and be like, "Come on, like I want to," like he's just like
He's
shouting out what
like,
he wants.
just do like interact with me with me
Yeah.
now, and you're like, oh my god, where was little baby you, where you just
Mm-hmm.
sat there?
And yesterday I was doing the dishes, and my dad had just left to go back home, and I'm doing dishes. I had some time, and usually once I'm doing dishes, I'll have Anthony be my like seeing eye person to make sure Grayson's not getting into anything. And so all of a sudden Anth goes, "Grayson's eating chocolate," and I'm like, not too bad of an issue, but I'm like, let me go check this out. So, small backstory. We gave them chocolates for Valentine's Day.
Sure.
So, I go into the den. This dude literally opened up Anthony's chocolates, and he took little small bites out of every single chocolate. And I get to him, he's eating one piece, and he's like, and I'm like, no. Because, I mean, again, didn't want him choking on something, but because it wasn't like, it was a one that like was pretty, chocolate filled and like the thick chocolate. So if it was like one of those ones that kind of like melted pretty quickly, I wouldn't have cared. But especially since I was doing dishes, I didn't want him just gnawing on chocolate and then God forbid him choke or something.
Yeah.
He was not happy. So I'm like, so he starts crying. I'm like, here, have some Reese's Cups, like the Reese's Cup cereal. Gave him that, and he was somewhat fine. So I'm like, here. There you go. I'm like, you cannot be not. And it's funny, you could just see like his bite marks on every little piece of chocolate. It's like he just like took a bite, nah, I don't like that. Took a bite, nah, I don't like that. And just as he's taking the one he likes, he's like, ah, crap. I'm like, no, dude, you cannot do that.
Oh, I bet Jen loved that one.
Yeah, it was funny. I got something for Ant, but I'll tell you after we get off. It's
sure
funny.
Sure.
But yeah, we got, some more wrestling talk today, but gotta say this is probably one of the lighter weeks for wrestling. There wasn't too much. I think over the last 2 weeks we've had a lot of like big things to really talk about, but this week was a little slow. When we're in the week in between, like going into Elimination Chamber. Next week is the go home stuff. So I think this is more of like one of those weeks where it was like just a filler to get us to the next couple weeks. But having the qualifying matches, a little couple things that happened tonight on Raw, we can get into. But that's how I kind of felt right now. Like I think we're in that transitional mode and filler mode for this week to kind of just get us to next week with the the go home shows and stuff.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I texted you earlier on in the day. I was like, I feel like they're in like filler phase. Like we're not going to get anything monumental today. Like they're going to get us to the go home episodes next week. And I feel like they're just hitting us with these subtle implications that are like, oh, that might be important, but it could be nothing. Like,
yeah.
But which is great. Like it shouldn't all be just spelled out black and white for us to see and pick up, because then it wouldn't be interesting, right? If it was just flat like that. So I do have this feeling like the chamber last year was probably the best chamber in history. I mean, between like Jade in the intro for the women's chamber, and then you got the Cena win and the Cena big heel turn. I don't think they're gonna top that, because that was just so big.
But definitely like a lot of like big moments that you don't really get too many wow moments in the Elimination Chambers other than like during the match, but like as a whole from start to finish with the chamber matches, it was like there was a lot of things that happened last year.
Yeah, and it was all more so like, hey, this is important from the storyline angle of stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, they have had some pretty stacked chambers, and I mean, I'm looking at the list for this one, and I'm like, it's good. Like it's, I mean, they're all pretty important people. We did get Javon Evans qualifying for the chamber, and I felt like he was a shoe in just because
Yeah.
what can Javon Evans do in the chamber that's like your
Whoopsie.
moment, right? Like,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get more than one of them, right? Like, so
Yeah, especially because right now you got Cody and Randy. So I mean, having Javon Evans in there, unfortunately, is just like you
you're
obviously don't
getting your wow moments from him,
yeah,
right?
you're gonna
Yeah.
get his little things like just big spots from him,
Yep.
but obviously not gonna get him winning the match. But you'll be having him as like, oh, the wow factor, like you said,
Yep.
which I'm definitely okay with. I mean, it looks like he's getting in a good run to really try to make his name in the roster. So I think he's doing everything that he needs to do right now to just make a name for himself right now.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see if like because right now everybody just loves the guy and he's super over because of how good he is in the ring. So it's like, okay, if he has to cut like serious promos or start diving into like deeper meeting with feuds type thing, because right now they're just kind of throwing him in all over the
Mhm.
place, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it'll be interesting to see his character arc, I guess, develop down the way, which it doesn't need it right now. Like
Right.
a lot of guys that are important, they come in because um they have a good gimmick or they are really good on the mic and their in ring is adequate,
Yeah.
to say the
I
least.
I just
He's
hope he doesn't get like the whole Ricochet back thing with it.
Yeah, I thought about that earlier. It's so funny you say that. I'm like, yeah, he's
It's pretty similar to how they
it,
were like treating Ricochet. Like you're gonna get the big spot and like the flips and everything, but then after that, what do you have?
what do you have? I mean, if it's just that all the time, it is going to get stale at some point, regardless, because you're gonna get to see. Let's say in a year from now, he has done so many WTF moments, and it's kind of like, all right, well, that's that guy's shtick, like Ricochet, like you said.
Yeah, but
That's a
I
good point.
I do think Javon Evans does have a little bit more of a gimmick, like with the bouncy stuff. I think that's catching on. So I don't think outside of Ricochet's athletic ability, he didn't have like a saying or a gimmick or a brand or like he just based everything off his talent. His promos were meh. He didn't really,
hmm
no offense, name one Ricochet promo that you're like, wow, I really remember that one.
Nope,
Exactly.
nope.
So it's like I think
I think Javon Evans has the look, right?
yeah.
Like it. It's like I do think part of it is because he's got some length to him. He is taller. Like I
Yeah.
like hate to say it. Like okay, Rey Mysterio is not a tall person, but
Right.
Rey Mysterio is a legend. He had charisma. He could talk on the mic. He could
Mhm.
have interaction with people that like made us feel a type of way. Ricochet just did it. It was like, okay, just go YouTube this guy and see all of his highlight reels, and that's all you need to know from him, right?
Uh-huh.
I do think I have hope and faith that Javon Evans we can get character development, right? Like down the
Yeah.
way.
Absolutely. I agree.
Um, all right, so I think the match, since we're talking about Javon Evans, um, the match between him and Gunther and Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio back in action. He'd been out for months
Mhm.
because of his shoulder, and also returning tonight in the Punk and Balor segment was
Yep.
really weird. Balor came out. He's coming out to his old music,
He's
which
coming out to his old music.
like I'm loving it, and I'm like, okay, this has to be the start of a face turn, right? Like, I mean,
Mhm.
the hints have been there, and he's just still sticking to like he's tough because he's still trying to be. He's not just all of a sudden a good guy, and he's like still a part of the Judgment Day, right? Like that just wouldn't
Right.
make sense. So I feel like they're trying to blend that, and I think they're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
I feel like the match with Punk is the right way to do it. I think that all the things that they're laying out, the way that Punk is saying in the promo tonight, he was like, you were one of the best in the world and I respected you and you did all of that stuff on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't need these guys. And after the fact, backstage, a returning Jaden McDonough was like, dude, he's getting in your head, which is like, that kind of worries me because I do really dig JD and Finn together.
Yeah, I do.
They have great chemistry. They're both Irishmen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think the point of this is Finn needs to go solo, and
He does. He really does.
He needs to stand on his own. So if that means JD is sticking with Dom, so be it.
Yeah, it's
It was-
unfortunate because you think like what happens to JD once Finn leaves. I mean, they still will have somewhat a Judgment Day still going, but obviously it's going to crumble altogether. But I think Finn was going to be the first big move away from it.
Yeah.
Obviously. But
And then Dom has to be literally running the Judgment Day, and then it's like, okay, do they recruit someone new in? And is the Judgment Day just gonna stick? Like we've talked about this. Like at first it was just Edge and Rhea Ripley, and then they brought Damian Priest in, and then they brought Finn in, and then
Yeah.
Edge was kicked out once Balor was actually in, and Priest was running the show, and then they brought Dom in, and then Finn did the turn, and then they got Damian out, and then the stuff with Dom and Rhea, and then Liv came into the picture.
mhm.
It's like, okay, Rhea and Damian Priest are out. Now Finn's going to be on his way out, and then the Judgment Day is Dominic Mysterio, Jaden McDonough, and then it's Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there is room.
And you kind of have a little, something blurring with the girls as well, with Liv and Raquel.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so
that's
Raquel
gonna-
could be on her way out too, which is good because she can stand on her own, and I think that she should because she's just been like the muscle as far like she
And-
actually has been the muscle of the
yeah.
Judgment Day.
And she could probably look at Finn's situation, being like, I agree. If he thinks he can stand, I think I can stand on my own. That might be her way of doing the same thing. Like, I need to stand on my own, and that could be another way too. That with Liv going after Stephanie, but she's kind of getting in the way with what Raquel's doing. So there could be a triple threat going eventually there. Maybe Raquel, messes up Liv's chances, not on purpose, but like on a technicality type thing, and that kind of swings them the wrong way because you've been seeing somewhat in Liv's and Raquel's promos that Raquel's kind of giving her a little bit of the jab, but then they're like, oh yeah, never mind, blah blah blah, yeah, cool.
Yeah, well, Liv did eliminate Raquel in the Rumble. Like that is
That too. So
that is
again,
a thing that's happened, right?
They're
So-
definitely throwing jabs out there as well. But there's another also fantasy thing that I thought about earlier. Again, this could be a long thing, and it probably wouldn't happen elimination chamber wise. But we were talking last week about, eventually we could get Dom and Finn together, and either if it's for the IC belt or if Penta takes it off Dom eventually down the line. But I do think we get Dom and Finn at some point, whether it be at WrestleMania or SummerSlam or something.
I just think it has to be at WrestleMania. I mean,
I think it would be too late for SummerSlam. It would have to be WrestleMania. But what would it be like if Liv moves away from Dom and goes with Finn, and they both leave Judgment Day? Not saying that Liv will, new boyfriend Finn type thing, but it's like, kind of like the Terror Twins, but better. You know, I think that could, again, fantasy booking, fantasy situation, but I think that would really, just spark a whole big Judgment Day blow up rather than it just being Finn leave, couple months later, Raquel leaves. It would be a big blow up, like right off the bat. It would be almost like you're seeing a heel turn moment for that faction.
Yeah, I feel like when you first hear that, you're just like, no way. Like
Right.
Liv and Dom just make way
It,
too much sense together. And it's like, but this is what they do. This is wrestling 101. These swerves.
mhm.
And I mean, we watched Tori and we talked when we were talking about the what was it? The romances of WWE
Yeah.
in last week's episode for Valentine's. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
you had Tori with Kane, and then she turned on Kane and wound up with X-Pac, and it was like she was literally the biggest heel of all time, just in that moment of
Mhm.
time. Um, but I think it will go the other way this time, where Liv leaving Dom would actually make Liv a face, and especially if she did align with herself with Finn, it would benefit him too. Like
Mhm.
I actually love it. It's just like I love it a lot, honestly. But it's
There
like
would have to be a little bit more, like something with it. It just can't be like, oh, they're both leaving. There would
right,
have to be some type of angle with it. I mean, you probably couldn't because it can just be a very big surprise type thing. But I feel just like having that happen, there has to be some reason for it.
yeah, they would build up to it in some way, and I feel like somehow they could plant the seed for like Roxanne to have been like doing this stuff with Dom in the
Yep.
background while Liv was out, kind of thing.
Yep.
Um, I mean, they're like they're not putting that in our faces now because
No.
they might be bringing that into the light down the road
Yep.
to help cause the split at
Kind
some
of
point.
just like how they were doing the videos backstage with Dom and Liv when he was, with Rhea. Like they can kind of have that same situation, but instead of it Liv being the person, it'd be Dom kind of cheating on Liv, and it's
With
like
Roxanne
with
kind of
Roxanne,
thing.
and it's like uh, a anonymous person, maybe Raquel, kind of doing like the things like, oh, this is what's been happening. This was happening when you were out, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Something
like that.
would have to spark that, and then it just finally tips her over, and then she turns on Dom, goes with Finn, and then
Right.
they're both out of there.
So like all of that all of that really feels like it's the way to absolutely implode the Judgment Day. Like
Yeah.
if you were trying to do away with the Judgment Day entirely, instead of it's like, okay, Finn's out. Now Dom's gonna bring someone new in, and we still have the Judgment Day, but it's like a whole other rendition of if they're like, let's cut the Judgment Day entirely,
Yeah.
they would have to do it kind of like that. And
Yep.
I think
Hmm.
that's great. If you use Raquel to literally sell out Dom to Liv, and and if Liv is like, oh my god, I thought we were best friends, Raquel's like, yeah, no, I knew this all along, by the way, just basically like throwing it in her face, and then you get
Yeah.
super heat between Raquel and Liv. And I mean, Liv Morgan won the Rumble, and she's like, I'm not picking my person. It's going to be Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer, right? Like Liv Morgan is picking.
Of course.
Yeah, of course,
Of course.
So, if you watched the sit down interview with Michael Cole tonight, where he was sitting with
Hmm.
Liv, and then in walks Dom, pulls up a chair, and then all of a sudden Stephanie Vaquer comes in and starts firing away. I was like, okay, they are not okay. That was the other thing I want to talk about. They're not building this between Liv and Jade like that. There's not enough legs on it for anybody to care about that.
Yeah.
And there's so many legs for us to care about this.
They're giving a lot more weight for Liv
Yeah.
and Stephanie than Jade and Liv, because I mean, Jade and Liv doesn't make sense at all. I mean,
Jade and anybody doesn't make sense because Jade didn't defend her
Yeah.
title until this past Friday on SmackDown against Jordynne Grace, and people were raving about how good of a match it was. And the entire time I'm watching it, I was like, I can't believe they put Liv and Dom and Raquel over there ringside with her eating chicken nuggies.
Chicken nuggies.
I'm like, Jade Cargill's first title defense is with the audience looking at them over there.
Distraction.
Like, imagine you're Jordynne Grace and you're like, I finally made it to SmackDown, and my first world title shot
is distracted by chicken nuggets.
Yeah. She's like, talk about Friday the 13th bad luck right here.
Right.
So, yeah, people online were like, okay, Jade and Jordynne have really good chemistry. It was kind of Jordynne's coming out party on the main roster for people to be like, okay, instead of us making fun of her, which like if you watch her in ring ability, she is a beast, right?
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, she looks the part, right? In a much less beastly way than, say, Nicole Bass, probably, right?
Smaller, yeah.
Smaller, but like
smaller, but yeah,
just like Michelin Man buff. All right. So that was one of my big takeaways from SmackDown, other than the triple threat between Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, and Sami Zayn, which
yeah. I know we were both kind of saying meh about Cody taking the win on that, but, you know, like we were saying last week, I think it's just more ways to get Jacob Fatu to start that triple threat between Cody and Drew. You know, you're still giving...
There's still opportunities for him to work himself in somehow, yeah. We'll see what that is.
We can talk a little bit more about that with like the prediction of the chamber for next week, because I have a couple things, but we can wait till next week.
Yeah, because we'll see. Yeah, because I mean, and we can talk about the remaining qualifier matches just super quick. And I know I'm kind of bouncing out. Like, there wasn't a lot from SmackDown that I took away from it.
No.
Other than, okay, Cody Rhodes won that triple threat. I was like just kind of waiting to see how they did that. It was all right. I just feel like this Sami Zayn underdog story just ain't doing it for me, man. And I'm like,
no.
For him to get momentum, he has to get wins. And I'm just like, it's been too long of this. This is my year, man. This is my year, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
It's like the people who go to work out in January. I'm going to lose that weight, man. Then at the end of the January, I'll do it next year, man.
Yeah. Have a nice year.
Yeah, have a nice year. I mean, it's the same thing with like LA Knight. Like they just continue to miss on pulling that trigger.
Sami Zayn and LA Knight are in the same boat.
But
except
I mean,
LA Knight is getting wins here and there.
That's the only thing. He's getting the opportunities. It's just, I think it's like the last moment. They're like, nope. So it's like,
no.
No. But like how we were just talking, the fact that now the prediction is that they're going to feed Brock Lesnar to LA Knight. It's like, this dude can't win.
It's not
he's winning, but he's not winning. You know, I mean, if that's going to be his WrestleMania match, like, come on. Like,
that's it. Just it feels very Dean Ambrose WrestleMania 32 with Brock Lesnar. It's just like, all right, this guy is important. He's over with the people, but like, that's it. Like, he's not getting to the mountaintop, and it's like,
right.
If that's how it's gonna be, I'm not like, okay, I already root for Philadelphia sports teams and feel that let down. On the regular, and again, that's kind of unfair to say because like the Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls in the last 7 years. So it's like,
Yeah.
shouldn't complain about the Eagles like that, but like the Phillies, like they should have won it at least once or twice in the past
We
5
should have,
years. And
we should have definitely gotten at least one out of these last 5 years.
when we were in the World Series, we should have
got that
we
one.
should have got the job done, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like that's
The
how
what ifs, yeah.
that's how it feels with LA Knight. It's like, why am I going to care about this guy? And the same
Uh-huh.
as Sami Zayn. Why am I going to care about this guy? It's like,
Yep.
so I will say, okay, how does Jacob Fatu get his match? There are 2 qualifiers left, and I'm going to tell you. The one is this Friday on SmackDown, and it's between Carmelo Hayes, Damian Priest, and Trick Williams.
I would love to see Trick Williams in there.
I would love it too. I wouldn't.
I love Carmelo Hayes, but I think they're giving Trick Williams his stripes in right now, just seeing how far he can go, just giving him time. And, he obviously has the mic skills to hold up to a lot of people. So, not that they're strapping anything to him right now, but I think they're just giving him, let's see what you can do. Let's put you in those moments. So I think I can definitely see him getting into the chamber and working with everybody, because they've obviously had him working with Randy already. So we know that, they can definitely work together. So, my thing for that one would definitely hopefully be Trick Williams.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing I can think of, I mean, so next Monday you have Bronson Reed, Jey Uso, and OG El Grande Americano, right?
Uh-huh.
So where does Jacob Fatu fit into the equation here, right? Like, do you get him into the chamber? If you get him into the chamber, it means somebody that qualifies is getting taken out.
Right.
And Jacob Fatu is taking her place, right? So if Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are just going at each other in this triple threat qualifier, and Damian Priest qualifies for the chamber, I'd say let Damian Priest get taken out, and somehow Jacob Fatu finds his way into the chamber.
Please.
Please. Anything but Priest.
Please.
Please, not Priest.
Yeah. Please, not Priest. Yes.
Yeah. But
I mean, my thing is,
I would like Trick Williams in the chamber. Like, I agree
Yes,
with you on that front.
100%.
Like, I would want Trick Williams in the chamber. I am behind Trick Williams. I'm watching him carry himself, and I'm like, this guy is everything that Velveteen Dream was supposed to be,
Yes.
and more. I mean, the guy's got it. And I was telling Cheyenne, I was like, the thing is like, when Carmelo Hayes was the NXT champion and Trick was like his partner in crime on the side, Carmelo Hayes got pulled up to the main roster.
Yep.
Carmelo Hayes floated in obscurity. Trick Williams stayed in NXT for 2 more years.
Yep.
Came up to the main roster. This guy is already being positioned in prime time, like with prime key players.
Yep.
Put him in the chamber and make him feel important immediately, so that every non-title match that he's not in, he is important.
Yep.
And the people that work with him, if they're smart enough, are going to understand, okay, the company, the creative team sees a lot in this guy. They see money in this guy. So I need to be at my best and then they should just have quality, like Trick Williams should just have quality matches all the time. Everybody should have quality matches all the time, but that depends on what they put into it, right? I think Trick
100%.
Williams, Trick's trick knee finisher, I know that it's been his finisher, but I forget who he faced on SmackDown.
Yeah, I forget.
I forget who he faced, but like the shot that we got of the trick knee, and I got to see, it looks like he's going up for a Triple H knee,
Yeah.
You know how Triple H went for those
running high knee, yeah.
The running high knee. Oh
No.
but then he yanks it out of the way and hits him with the opposite knee. I'm like, It's brilliant. Like
He
it's
makes it look good.
it's
Yeah.
when you see memes or reels that you're like, oh my god, how has nobody done that one before? It's like for me, I see the trick knee and I'm like, how has nobody figured that out
Mm-hmm.
in the last 20 years since Triple H has been doing that knee? It's like, oh, well, what if we do that knee but do the other knee? Like nobody's
Right.
done that. Like,
Right. Just the simplest thing.
yeah, seriously. Okay. We both want Trick Williams to win the qualifier this Friday, and then Monday. I mean,
Reed, Jey
it's
Uso, and
Grande
Americano.
Americano. I mean, everything suggests. Let's see. We have Randy Orton face, LA Knight face, Cody Rhodes face, Javon Evans face, right? So we need a couple heels in the mix here, right?
Say it.
I'm not saying Damian Priest.
You better not. Like,
like okay, you put Trick Williams in because he's the heel of the three. Between Mello, Priest, and Trick, it's Trick, right? As far as the heel, and then it looks like it should be Bronson Reed.
yes, that's where I was going with.
Um,
I think because the Vision needs the most amount of help to keep them relevant, because they're trying to bring up Reed since Braun Breaker's out. They need the next person because they're not really doing anything with Logan Paul. Austin Theory's, for being the first Max Man, I mean, it's kind of been a whitewash of like, okay, what are they doing with him? He's kind of just sitting and doing nothing. So the only other person that they need to really excel out of it is Bronson Reed. So this is their moment to kind of just at least put the Vision back into some type of meaningfulness. So Bronson Reed definitely has to win this one.
yeah.
Because OG Americano is going to get taken out by modern Americano, so that's already out of it.
Yeah.
Jay's going to do his spit. He's just going to be not the filler. Americano will be the filler, but it'll be definitely down between Jay and Reed. But Reed's got to win this one to keep the Vision
Not
in
being
some type of relevance.
bunch of goobers. Yeah. I
So
agree with you on that front.
The Vision's got to stay some type of relevancy until Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker can return, because there has to be some type of conclusion thing. And with this Masked Man thing, there's a lot of speculation. Now they're saying that it's Grayson Waller, but there could be a lot of different people. But again, I'm not sure if it's going to be revealed at Elimination Chamber or closer to Mania. We might get it after Elimination Chamber, but I think they're just going to keep, that going until it needs to be revealed.
Yeah,
they need so many things that just kind of keep people's interest, because with everything going down with Mania, obviously it seems like they're having problems selling tickets. Wonder why? Because they're so damn expensive. But
they're in the same place it was last freaking year, dude. Like,
yeah,
that's not exciting. All right.
So I understand. I mean, they're trying so many different angles to keep people's interest, especially with the box thing that happened tonight. Oh, don't open it until the Elimination Chamber. Cool, but it gives people more things to think about, and they keep them to their television. I get it.
I mean, like the Masked Man thing, it's kind of one of those, like, it's gone on for so long that it's just like I don't even care.
Right.
The whole don't open the box until 2/28/26. I'm like, come on, everybody knows it's Sting. Like, everybody knows it's Sting in the box. Like, they're gonna lift with the melted face paint.
I've been in here for 14 days. Come on.
No, I mean, it could. The only reason why I'm like, okay, it could be Jericho is because, yes, the guy that was delivering the box had a clipboard, and it could be break the walls down kind of thing. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure, those theories fit. And some people are just like, I don't see Jericho showing up until like he's a surprise at Mania.
Right.
Just like kind of like the Hardy Boys were like the big pop
Uh-huh.
of WrestleMania 33.
Yeah.
Um, let Jericho's music hit at WrestleMania, and it'll
At
be
this point, I think
absolutely
they got to save him for
bonkers.
Mania.
Yeah,
If
because
if you're gonna try to bring all the bearings into making this Las Vegas Mania, like trying to outdo it from last year, you gotta wait for Jericho to be at Mania having some type of pop.
yeah, or the ticket sales are so bad, it's like we need him at the Chamber, let him out at the Chamber, and then we build him a match for Mania,
Yeah.
and then ticket sales go boom because they want to see Jericho at Mania.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it's also like, okay, you got to put him with the right person. You don't. Jericho will sell tickets by himself, just being on the
100%.
card. Um, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I think Elimination Chamber is definitely, obviously, like one of the last big, pushes for ticket sales to make Mania, meaningful. We got some decent matches, but I think, to really get, if they're trying to push the last little bit of ticket sales, there has to be something that really definitely goes down at Elimination Chamber for those last little bit of people to be like, all right, I'm buying it this week for
they
Mania.
they had meetings with like all personnel at the headquarters. I think that
Yeah.
was midweek last week.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ticket sales are down so bad, I'm like, they're going to pull out all the stops at the Chamber to sell
Yeah.
Mania tickets. So
Yep.
I do see Jericho coming out at Mania being like, that'll be the big, oh my God, he's here. That'd be the Hardy Boys pop that would like just blow the roof off at
Uh-huh.
Mania. But if they're pushing ticket sales, I can definitely see it happening at the Chamber. That's
Yeah,
why
you got to give something up.
that's why I'm like, it could be Jericho in the box. But
Mhm. We'll see.
we'll see. I don't know. I do ultimately just think Cody's winning the Chamber, so it's like I'm not even super excited about it.
Yeah,
But
all things kind of point to that, pretty much.
some people are still and I just want to. It's worth noting. People are still holding out on like it could still be. We could still get Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes, whether it's the title match, which means you get the title off of Drew, back to Cody, and you get it on. You have Orton win the Chamber, or you have LA Knight win the Chamber and go face Drew McIntyre, and you set up Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes as just a one-on-one match. I wouldn't hate it.
No.
Especially your world heavyweight title match is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, and that is the marquee match, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you ever wanted to pull the trigger on LA Knight winning the big one,
This would be the one.
you have him just beat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. It's just like, okay,
Yep.
if you set up Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, what are you doing with Jacob Fatu then? Right? So
Yeah.
it's
If that doesn't go down, then yeah, the Jacob Fatu thing definitely doesn't happen.
no. I think you what I think you can do is you can get Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu one-on-one, no title.
Mhm.
Just it's important because there is story being built with it.
Yes.
We get Randy Orton versus Aleister Black because they're already planting the seeds for that one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like that was one of the things from SmackDown that like we had an Aleister Black promo on Randy Orton. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
there's something happening there.
Okay.
So I know I talked a couple weeks ago about like, okay, you want to make Mania feel important. Your marquee matches have to be marquee matches. So we
Mhm.
talked about Roman and Punk, and it was like your other big match will be Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. That is not happening.
Right.
And apparently apparently Cody and Drew made the pitch for Cody to drop the title to Drew and Cody go on the chase.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the chase even worth if he doesn't win the chamber? So that's why it just feels like he's automatically winning the chamber, right?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Which is why I just kind of like don't even care. I mean, and I feel like Tiffany Stratton is just absolutely winning the women's chamber to get us Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill at Mania. Like
That's the only other opponent that
makes sense. For Jade Cargill. I mean, okay.
And then I mean, you have to get Tiffany winning at Mania because they haven't done anything with Jade. I mean, it's just boring as boring can get. I mean, like you said, she just had her first title defense last week, and she's held it since what SummerSlam of last year.
Yeah, I mean the only other thing I can see is
they've done nothing with her.
The only other thing I can see is like you have Jade Cargill come out at the Elimination Chamber and cut a promo, and then out comes Bianca Belair and just starts wiping her clean on the mat. Set up a title. I don't know. I mean, other than Tiffany Stratton, yes, Charlotte Flair is in a qualifier for the chamber. But again, I just feel like she's tied up with Alexa Bliss, right?
Yeah.
So
I like the Bianca Belair thing. I mean, I thought I heard something that she is getting surgery right now, but doesn't necessarily mean that could be okay for WrestleMania. So
that could
get the Jade and Tiff match, and then Bianca comes out and costs Jade the match. Then you get, at the
Jade and Bianca,
or you finally get the Jade and Bianca match.
And it buys time for them to have Naomi come back and set up the triple threat for SummerSlam.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which is it's just crazy to me to think that that's not going to happen until this SummerSlam. We've been saying this for years, dude. But it's also like once they do that triple threat that we've all been waiting for, it's like, and then what? That's almost like, okay.
Yeah.
That triple threat is kind of like Naomi's going to be on her way. I mean, yes, they can run the triple threat back again at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But how many repeat triple threats do you see except for the Dudley Boys, Hardy Boys, and Edge and Christian, right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's the only other ones that would be really worth doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're saying, that once you get that, it's like either it's like not what you thought it would be, or it just wasn't as spectacular, or it's like you just said, like after it's like, okay, what now?
Right.
Like, what happens to all of them after? Like, do you get all of them kind of splitting out and going wherever, or do you have just two of them kind of still going at it? But I guess really just depends.
The Jade heel turn is good in that it like gives her the heel character, because once Naomi comes back, she's just going to be mega over.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to her just coming back and just full force, just wailing on people.
So then Bianca's going to be the tweener, which she essentially was already and previously, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're all just waiting for it and looking forward to it, and it's like I hope it's really, really good in that Jade has elevated herself. But again, she should have been defending the freaking title.
She should have been having way more matches before then. It's
I'm just like, okay.
And the fact that she was even off TV for a little while.
I'm just like,
that didn't help.
I'm like, did Triple H do that on purpose because he didn't want her getting hurt? Like, if something happened to her, then it's like, man, this triple threat is literally just never happening, right?
Yeah, right.
It's the only thing I can think of, like, that's a good excuse, okay?
Yeah, I don't know. But it's just weird that, she just had her first title defense after almost 6-7 months of her having the championship. But, if that's the way it's going to, I think they just get Tiff and Jade at WrestleMania, and if Bianca is ready to go, you give her costing Jade the match, and then that just sets up for Bianca and Jade
Yeah.
down the line.
And I think Tiffy will do better with the belt this go around. For some reason, I feel like this little break for her will suit her.
Definitely.
There is another match on the card that we're not talking about, and I gotta say the build to the match is like kind of wonky to the point that I'm like, I thought I'd care about this match, and it's the Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee match. And I'm like,
yeah, I mean, they're not really putting too much weight on it. And again, like you just said, I don't care about it. It's not giving me enough to care about.
They're taking these shots at each other, and they're just not landing. I'm listening to them and what they're saying to each other. I'm like, something's really not right about this. Like, they're in Chicago. I do think AJ Lee is going to win the women's Intercontinental title. And then I think it goes to Mania, and Becky wins it back, and then AJ Lee can start feuding with other people, which she basically alluded to on the mic tonight, was like, I want to wrestle all these other people.
Yeah.
And usually when those legends that are gone for so long come back and say those names are the intended names.
They're on the list.
They're on the list.
The list.
The list. So, yeah, I mean, we don't even have a whole lot for the prediction episode next week, because unless if things happen between this SmackDown and Monday next week, I mean, we're going to have like the chamber matches are going to be solidified as to who the participants are. But like, I feel like the matches being so predictable is like, okay, they have to give us some other big stuff to make us care about WrestleMania, especially if those ticket sales are so low. So it's like,
I agree.
Pretty good chance we're getting Jericho. I wish things were better, and it I actually like your idea that like they just bring them out at Mania. Like I just feel like they feel the need to pull the trigger for that. Anth, anything else before we wrap this one up?
I think we hit a lot of good points tonight. I think we can wrap this up a little early. Let us know, guys, if there is anything we missed, anything you guys are feeling going into the Elimination Chamber next week, because we want to hear from you guys just as much. Thank you all for tuning in. If you guys are here for the first time, thank you all for being here. And to all our OGs, thank you all for the love and support. You guys can hit us up on all our socials at One Set Pod. That's the number one set pod. Hit us up on Gmail, onesetpod at Gmail. And to all our people outside of our recordings, Jim, let everybody know where they can hang out with us outside of the episode.
That is the Facebook group One Set Fam. Again, that's the number Juan Set Fam. Juan Set Fam. Man, don't come at me. It's the number one Set Fam on Facebook. Come hang out with us. We are doing all of the, and when I say we're doing all of the Mania stuff, I mean it. I feel like after the Chamber, just like last year, it's gonna pick up. Come hang out with us. And another good one. I feel like we didn't get too carried away with this one like we did last week. Love you, brother. Thank you so much for hanging out. And everyone else, all the love to you. This has been One Set.
Peace.